Trading is a business like any other business. If you want to become a lawyer, you go learn. If you want to become a surgeon, you go learn. You want to become a pilot, you go learn. Like any other business, you need to invest yourself in it. Hey there, Tamir from Fibonacci-Traders.com here with the daily market recap. So without any further ado, please hit the like, subscribe, share with friends. Let's see the charts. CPI numbers came out 6%, exactly as expected. I acted accordingly. We had a bounce of the 50% retracement, uptrend, retracement, 50%. Now let's see, 401 is next major resistance for the SPY. We can take Fibonacci all the way to here. Then we have 397, 401, 408. These are the next resistance. Support, we have 384, 380, and 375. Always prepare for both sides. QQQ bouncing off this trend line. This trend line is holding the lower lows since beginning of February. Now let's see a bounce towards the higher trend line over here. As we can see, looking left, this trend line is holding as a tough resistance for the lower highs. Let's see if QQQ can reach it and maybe break up and above. Anyway, we have all the levels to the upside and to the downside to manage our risk. IWM, Doji, yesterday's Doji off December lows, now trying to bounce but closed not so good. Now let's see where price might be headed next. Swing low, swing high. 177 needs to hold, otherwise 170 will be here once again. If this 170, which is a very important level of support, here, here, and here it was resistance. So the 170 is a very important level for the IWM. Breaking below 170, we are going to retest the 163. 180 to the upside, 181 to the upside will be the next test for the bulls. We also have here this small gap, and we know that more than 80% of all gaps will get filled. Dow Jones basically hovering around the 320 area. 320 needs to hold, otherwise 314, and we have this slight gap over here. Let's zoom in. Yeah, we have a slight gap at the 311, and we know that more than 80% of all gaps will get filled. Bitcoin, not surprising, red trend line. It was a very tough resistance, as you can see. If you follow me on Twitter and you saw previous videos, you know these trend lines. And we had a bounce towards this trend line that once again held as a very tough resistance. Now let's see if bulls have enough power in their hands to continue this V-shaped bounce above this trend line. Next one will be these two. Failing to hold, failing to do so, orange trend line needs to hold, otherwise all the way back down, yellow, and you know the story. Follow price, trend lines, and Fibonacci levels. Ethereum, back to the 1690 area. You know this area. We have talked about this area for several weeks already. 1690, 1730. This is the area that Ethereum needs to break up above and close above it. Yesterday tried, went all the way to 1800. 1800, look left. Very tough resistance during September and also here in July. So next test for the bulls is the 1800. For now, this area, the 1690, 1680, is holding as support. Another day or two, establish this one as support, and then we can have maybe a bounce back, continuation, this V-shape bounce. SMH looking good. 248 is the next test for the bulls. Only by looking left, we can see here, you can see April 2022 towards May, June, August 2022, very tough resistance. And also here, very tough resistance, the 247, 248 area. Now let's see if bulls can break up above, close above it. If they can do it, in my opinion, this white trend line will get retested once again. Look left, this trend line was support, resistance, resistance. So if bulls of the SMH can break up above the 247, next test will be the white trend line. Natural gas trying to hold above the 265. Continuation, this bounce. We have this low here, February lows. We have a higher low, March. Now let's see continuation to the upside above 282 and maybe above 305. And then we will have also higher high. Higher lows, higher highs is the definition for an uptrend. Oil, crude, back retesting this major support area. You know this area because you're following me on Twitter and you saw previous videos, so it's not surprising to you that this area is holding for now. If this area will fail to hold 70, and then, in my opinion, back to this blue trend line. This blue trend line goes all the way to February 2022, held the lower lows. If this area will fail to hold the support, we are going to the blue trend line. And of course, everything you see on this video and on my channel is for educational purposes only. Always do your own due diligence. XLF bounce closed Friday's gap, now 32, which is the 618 Fibonacci retracement. Uptrend, downtrend, 618 needs to hold, otherwise 29, 30 area will be next. If we can get bounce continuation, we have 33, 34, and all the rest of the levels to the upside. For Apple, trying to bounce, 150 is holding, but we need a break above 158. As long as this 158 will hold as a strong resistance, this double top, multi-top scenario is still in play. So 158, a weekly close will be preferred above this 158. Then we might go retest this one here, 164 and 168. Tesla trying to hold and bounce off the 164, now 183, which was a very important level of support. Now its resistance, you can see here and also today. Let's see if Tesla can continue to the upside and avoid this void, this gap. But we know that this gap, more than 80% chance, will get filled. The sooner, the better. Google, bounce, continuation. Now we have a double bottom scenario. We are waiting for validation above the 96 area, and then we have all the levels for potential resistance for the future, for the upside. This trend line is holding nicely the lower highs, the higher lows since November 2022. Also here, higher low, higher low, higher low. double bottom scenario. Let's wait for a close above 96 AMD. Basically, only by looking left, no Fibonacci, no any other indicator, only by looking left you can see low, higher lows, higher highs, and now 89. If bulls can break up and above, this trend line will get retested at around 96 area. Shopify bouncing once again off this blue trend line. This blue trend line is helping us to identify the higher lows. Low, higher low, higher low, higher low. Double bottom scenario. Same as Google and same as Microsoft. We will see in a few seconds. And we have this gap here overhead. Let's see. Shopify bulls taking us all the way, closing this gap at a 50. But one day at a time, one candle at a time, breaking above the 44 area. Then we can go long, managing our risk only by looking at the Fibonacci levels. Netflix breaking below all the major trend lines. Now 300 together with this red trend line will be a very tough resistance for Netflix bulls. So for now, it's a downtrend on Netflix until proven otherwise, and we have 281, 263 to the downside. Nvidia, very strong. Bulls of Nvidia for now is avoiding this gap and still inside this uptrend channel, narrow channel, but it's an uptrend until proven otherwise. Microsoft, here we are. Double bottom scenario is starting to validate. 260 is the Fibonacci retracement. We had downtrend, bounce to the 50. Doji went back down, testing the 245. Now we have one double bottom, back to the 50. Now let's see continuation towards 270 and maybe all the way to 275. So we have double bottom. And by truly understanding in-depth candlestick analysis, you can identify where price will be heading next on any time frame with high probability. Amazon trying to bounce off the 88 area, but trend lines are the true support resistance for price action, and we can see these two blue trend lines, this one here from resistance, now support, this trend line here resistance, and not surprising, the day closed on it. Let's see if Amazon bulls can break up and above, then they will have to face 97.40, and then we have all the levels to the upside for future potential resistance. Meta, very strong name. For now, avoiding this gap. Let's see continuation to the upside, where we take Fibonacci. Swing low, swing high. Now 198, and then we have 230. We can be more precise. This low here, 221, 198, 221, and to the downside we have all this area as support. Breaking below 170 will be next. Always follow price, Fibonacci levels, looking left. That's it. It's not rocket science. It's only technical analysis, which is the easy part. Fibonacci Traders program starts with a 60 minutes crash course that will give you all the tools that you need for technical analysis. But the mental side is something that we are working on each and every day. So check the links in the description below. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please hit the like, subscribe, share with friends, will be much appreciated. Don't forget to check the links in the description below. Fibonacci-Traders program, the only program that will transform you to become your own indicator with lifetime access, support, guidance, all Discord channels. My promise to you that you will become your own indicator and you will stop following others. Until the next video, stay safe.